Veteran leader, the family of Robert Mugabe and the government are reported to have agreed for him to be buried at Heroes Acre in Harare. The day of his burial has yet to be confirmed. Our reporter Chriselda Lewis has been giving us updates on the latest happening on the ground. Let's cross live to her now. Chriselda, what's the latest? Has it been confirmed that indeed Mr. Mugabe will be buried at Heroes Acre?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Nompo, live from the Rufaro Stadium here in Harare in the city centre, where thousands of people continue to, on the last day of public viewing, view the body of the late former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe. They've come out in their numbers, and just a bit earlier on, we saw the family. They were the first to view the body this morning after it was brought in by a chopper, but quite a recognizable absence here this afternoon, of course, is his wife, Grace Mugabe, who was here yesterday. But I can certainly tell you they've come out in their numbers here. But I think the latest that we're confirming for you at this time, Nompo, is that we've got now official confirmation from the Mugabe family that the late former elder statesman will be buried at Heroes Acre. They're not saying exactly when, but this is what will happen. Today is that final public viewing, which is taking place just here behind me, and then tomorrow you'll have the dignitaries as well as heads of state that will also have their opportunity. But I also understand now that there is a government program which will take place on Sunday. Let me bring in now for that official confirmation Mr. Leon Mugabe, who is the nephew to the late elder statesman. Mr. Mugabe, thank you very much for your time, sir. I think obviously on the second day of thousands have come out once again. I'm sure as a family this somewhat consoles you.
Yes, it does. It does. Yesterday you saw what happened, stampede and that sort of thing, and today we started a bit early. We are happy with the progress. We know other buses are coming from as far as Wange, Victoria Falls. People are still arriving. We are happy with the show so far, so good.
Quite a notable absence here this afternoon. The former First Lady, Grace Mugabe, is she all right?
Yes, she's fine, but you know, this has taken a hell lot of strength out of her. It's been a week since the passing on of President Mugabe, and obviously she's only human. She must take a rest. She's been mourning for over a week, and obviously for her to take a bit of a rest, it's fine. It's in order.
But she is all right. Is she at home?
Yes, she is. She's fine.
Mr. Mugabe, I think let me just get some clarity now. Official confirmation is that the former elder statesman will be buried at Heroes Acre. Can you confirm that for us now?
Yes, I can confirm that the family has pronounced that he will be buried at the National Heroes Acre. The family had not pronounced that all along. All they had said was they wanted a private burial, which they are still sticking on to. What in actual fact will happen on Sunday is that we will have the normal government function, burial function, which normally happens at the Heroes Acre, the 21-gun salute, and everything that goes with that. But we will not do the actual burying on Sunday. We will take him away. The traditional leaders and the family have asked for some works to be done at Heroes Acre, which works, if done, will then be followed by the private burial. Yeah.
So when is this private burial scheduled, Mr. Mugabe?
As soon as the works that are expected to be done at the Heroes Acre are complete, then the private burial will then take place.
Likely Monday or Tuesday?
No, I don't think it will take a bit of time. There's quite a bit of work that has been asked to be done. So it will take a bit of time. It could take as much as a week, I think.
So he's likely to be buried in about a week's time at Heroes Acre, the private burial?
Yes, I think in about a week's time to be, to play it safe. Yeah.
Has there been any consensus? I know now you're saying that government, you will have a government function on Sunday. This was not originally planned for. the government function. Is this some kind of consensus that you've reached with the government, that it may have its own function, and then you as a family will continue with your private burial?
You see, the government function is the one that bestows the heroism on President Mugabe. So, you know, that has to happen. Okay? This is why we are going to Heroes Acre, albeit we are not burying him on Sunday. And that function is necessary, and therefore the family then said, okay, if that function is necessary, if that is how you bestow heroism on him, then fine, we'll go there on Sunday. Otherwise, it's fine. The family has no problem with it at all. Yeah.
But the family did seem to be a bit unsettled by initially how the funeral and burial arrangements were being conducted by the Zimbabwean government. Are you satisfied now with what the Zimbabwean government has brought forward? Because it seems like you'll be having your own burial, funeral on the one side, and the government of Zimbabwe will be going along with theirs in bestowing this heroism.
No. There was nothing like that. The thing is, with the traditional leaders, you know, they are the ones who did not pronounce the position of the family. And it's normal, they take their time. At times they will even bury, if it is a chief, for instance, they will even go on bury, and they promise people that will bury next week on a particular date. And you know, the public function then happens after the person is actually buried. And at that particular public function, in normal cases, there's no body viewing. You see, at those functions, there is no body viewing because there will not be a person in the coffin. So it's normal. It's normal, and we basically had to say to them, look, there's anxiety out there. Everybody wants to know when is he going to be buried, where is he going to be buried. At least make the pronouncement, and they've pronounced that this morning. So we are happy with that. They had pronounced the fact that they wanted a private burial, and now they've pronounced where the actual private burial is going to take place. So I'm happy with that. Okay.
Mr. Mugabe, so then on Saturday, this is where you will have your dignitaries as well as heads of state. This is tomorrow. This will be at the National Sports Stadium. And then on Sunday, this is the government function. That is to take place at?
At Heroes Acre.
At Heroes Acre. Thank you very much for your clarity, and we appreciate you speaking to us at this hour. Thank you very much, and condolences once again to you and your family. The nephew of the late former president of Zimbabwe speaking to us here on SABC News, Leon Mugabe, confirming that the former president of Zimbabwe will be buried at Heroes Acre. That's confirmation, at least now, that a location has finally been agreed to by the Zimbabwean government and the family at Heroes Acre. He says a lot of work still needs to be done. He puts it on about a week for that actual burial to take place. But what will happen now is that while this final private public viewing is taking place tomorrow at the National Sports Stadium, that's where you will see some of the dignitaries, heads of state, former heads of state, who will also pay homage to the former president of Zimbabwe. And then on Sunday at Heroes Acre, that's where the government program will take place, and where all the acts of heroism will be bestowed on him. And then the funeral service, or the burial, the private burial, will take place, and according to Mr. Leon Mugabe, in about a week or so. So that's breaking news at this hour, Nompu.
For that report.